Now, let's see if this goes public. Maybe nobody's watching right now. Okay, well, we are 2 hours from, well, actually, we're 1 hour and 20 minutes from Kansas. Nobody's watching. Yep, there's no internet. Nobody can see it. Must be bad reception. Well, I don't know if it's live. Nobody's watching, I think. There we go. We got one person. I don't think the internet's very good around here, so we might lose reception. We're on 35 or 32. No, 32, I think. East west, heading west. Heading to Missouri. Doing pretty good. I had to go to this small town called Pittsville, farming town, small little town. All Republican. All these small farms in Ohio or in the rural America, they're all Republican. Now I wonder why. Isn't that funny? They're all Republican. They used to be Democrat. A lot of them used to be Democrat. Now they're all Republican. Look at the map of America after each election. 90% of it is red. That's why we have electoral college. So I'm not controlled by a stupid politician in New York. Oh well. People are flying by me. I mean, I'm doing 80, and this guy, actually, I'm doing 75. This guy just blew me by 95. And the speed limit is 65 in this area. Unbelievable. Rural America, they're just downright plain folk. They just want to live free, raise their kids, just government out of their lives. It's what most people want. But no, you got some people that just want to destroy everything. Yard sale, old stuff outside. Huh. That barn hasn't been finished in 10 years. Boy, there's a farming facility. grain, man, I tell you. The amount of grain that's produced a year in this country is staggering. It's kind of a boring night, guys. This is the end of the night podcast or podcast, I guess you call it. Would this be called a podcast or just a live cast? Going to the store. Oh, got 2 more days of this. Get to my sister's here in about an hour. 2 hours. A lot of rural roads. A lot of farmland, but not a lot of it's used. Doesn't look like it's used a lot. Now there's some corn over there. Oh, a lot of rolly hills. So think about it. So the farmers, the pioneers, they were coming through this. Nothing was here. It was all just fields and rolling hills, and the farmers coming, or the pioneers coming across here 200 years ago, or 180 years ago. Well, yeah, about 180 years ago. 1840. 1940. 180 years ago. Yeah, about 180 years ago. They were coming across here in their wagons, not knowing what they're going to expect. Good Lord. Amazing. There's a police sheriff sitting right there. Huh. I wonder why he's sitting there. I mean, I don't understand it. I'm not going as fast as I normally go, but I mean, I'm 50. I mean, it says 65. I'm doing 75. Well, I hit right at 10 miles. Hit it 10 miles. But I think I lost my center. Okay, I will. Okay, I will. Carry on there, partner. Carry on, partner. Sonic. I love Sonic's breakfast burritos. Those are pretty good. I think this just merged right into the freeway. Yep, I think it just merged. Yep. Yep, it merged. What was I going to tell you guys about? So are you guys, everybody excited about, in 2 weeks you'll be able to buy the Blue Nomad. That will go up for sale, the Blue Nomad. We're going to have a midnight party. Midnight, it will go up for sale midnight. The Blue Nomad with yellow flames. Here comes somebody. They're in a hurry. They're in a hurry. Okay, come on. You're in a hurry, I see. Now you're slowing down a little bit. You'll see him in a second there. Uh, well, it's really, I'm tired, really. But we'll be stopping here and get Becky's. Well, I've had a pretty good day of driving. Kind of a little tired. We stopped at I stopped at Pittsville, Yogi Bear State Park. So I looked inside that. Looks like a nice place. I don't know if I'd drive that much to go to camping for one weekend. Pittsville. Try to stay somewhere. I'd like to take the kids to Hershey Park next year for Labor Day. The problem is, it's not really a one-day drive. It's a longer drive. Well, let's see where this gas is. Now, this is Missouri. So we left Ohio, or we left in Illinois was 345, and so in Missouri is 284. That's ridiculous. 284. Man, if I lived around the border, boy, I'd be going to Missouri every day to get gas. Unbelievable. RVs, no, a lot of that, all they are very time. I sound like I'm biting, kind of mumbling. Oh, brother. Well, I tell you, I don't think anybody makes a nice car. They all look like the same. They all look like little balls of garbage. You know what they look like? You've taken a regular car and they've crumpled it up into a ball. That's what all the cars nowadays look like. Absolutely the same. Absolutely. Man, give me a research development at Ford and I'll come up with a car that's more popular than anything they've made. But it has to resemble the Ford Model T. Government's got to get their grubby hands in everything, too. That's one of the problems. Okay, now, Brian, you're going to need to put the metal on the pedal. No, I'm not going to be able to pass those people. These two cars coming behind me are kind of just going slow, so I'm not going to put that in between us, if you know what I mean. He wants us to all go to sleep. Like, that's going to happen. I don't think much happened today. I haven't checked my emails. I won't check those till tonight. But, it's can't keep on these roads for some reason. I don't know. But people, I'm not making any sense. I'm mumbling. 10 people are watching me mumble. Unbelievable. Well, I am. About an hour. I know. I was I was doing fine about an hour ago. Got tired. The sun. I got the sun in my face the whole time. Tomorrow, I'll start off with it in my back. I started off with the sun in my back, but now it's all in front of me. What do we got to tell you guys? What can I go into detail? Where can I start the story about? What could I tell you? What haven't I told you? Well, I am in a very desolate area. I don't know how much of a signal I'm going to have the rest of the day. We'll just keep trying it, but I might lose the signal, basically. I'm trying to think what I could talk about. Like the Flintstones, Afghanistan family. Highways are too straight these days. Now that's how they were built 70 years ago, 20, 30, 50 years ago. Back in the 60s, they just went for miles. Can you imagine driving these roads at 55 miles an hour in the 70s? That's when we were real idiots. It is bright, that's for sure. There's a gas station that went out of business. Went out of business. Huh. I wonder how much traffic they got on this road. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Talk about. I got I got 17 people watching. Just sit here and mumble for the next hour. What could I talk about? Or let's talk politics. Politics. Well, that's a tricky subject right now. I don't know what the percentage is, but I don't know if it was Hillsdale's did a survey of college students or anything, but there were a percentage of college students that believe that the Communist Manifesto provides more freedom than the Constitution of the United States. Now that's just plain stupid. See, communism is for the elite. And that's what it always is. Okay, the elite. They're the ones that have all the freedoms, and then everybody else is put under the boot. It's like the black community right now in all the inner cities. They have no choice. They can't go to good colleges, good schools, because they're kept stupid by the system. I mean, that's all that you have to say, and you say that, oh, that's not true. Okay, then why, like Elders down in California, he gave all the statistics. That's not true. And the problem is your teachers union. That is a corrupt organization, the teachers union. I'm not knocking teachers per se, but I am knocking the institution of teachers union. I don't think any public employee should be in a union. It's just because all their salary should be based on the tax or voted on. They should not be unionized. Period. Because they just keep voting themselves raises. I don't know. I know a lot of my friends. They got a couple guys that are Democrats. You talk to them and it's just like it goes right over their heads. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I do get it, but I can't tell you why I know what it is. I can't tell you because, maybe one of these days I will. But the world, let me just put it very basically. Right now, in the world, the whole world, the United States included, I mean the whole planet, we are living in chapter 1, verses 18 through 32 of Romans. That's what we are living in right this minute. You read that because it's what we're living right now. I mean, if we can't agree with people that police are important, or let's put it this way, if you don't believe police are important or that you should have police, I frankly don't want to talk to you. No, seriously, you can click off, and I wouldn't mind, because we have zero. If that is what you believe, that police are not important, that we shouldn't have police, we should have what do they want? Safety officers or something? Security officer or not security officers? Some stupid thing that left want to do. But if you believe in defunding the police, I don't have anything in common with you at all. Nothing. And that's fine, I get it. And I told a lot of people when they used to come in my newsstand, because I was very outspoken on my conservatism, and they knew that. And some would come, but I would. This was back in the '90s, in the '80s, late '80s, early '90s, when there was still some civil discord, but that all went away when Bill Clinton got elected. It all of a sudden went radical. When he became president, it all came down. They wanted to do everything they could to destroy the Reagan legacy. Deny it, it never happened. Every retail, just so everybody knows, every retail store that you shop at today basically started during the Reagan economic boom. They all did. I don't care which retailer you're talking about, every one of them started during that boom. You can deny that, but it's the truth. 100%. Every retailer that you shop at right now I'm not talking internet, I'm talking retail stores, started in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, especially early 90s. Do you realize Best Buy was not around in the early 90s? Look at it where it's now. Home Depot wasn't here. Lowe's wasn't here. Meijer, just getting started. Target, just getting started. People don't know these things. They're ignorant. Especially our politicians are really ignorant. Because they don't have to do anything they don't have to do anything to get paid. They're just there. And they don't produce anything. They're an anti work business. They don't produce anything. Politicians, they're like leeches. They just suck from the. It's like we got. In my area, I'm Republican. And I admit it, I'm Republican. But in our area, we got Delbert Latta or Latta. Okay, he's just another hack. He's just like his dad. His dad was in all his life. Okay, and then when he retired, Latta decided to take up his dad's pinnacle, and now he's gonna do the same thing his dad did. Nothing. That's exactly what Latta's doing. Exactly nothing. He's basically a useless politician. His dad did nothing. He's going to do nothing. Those are the truth. It's hard to say, but it's the truth. Half these politicians are absolutely useless. That's because they're in there too long. See, when this country was founded, politicians, worked their fields and everything and did things, and Davy Crockett and all that kind of stuff. Daniel Boone, they served for a couple of years and they got out because they weren't paid a lot. And that all changed in the 1920s. The worst time in American history, the 1920s. Everything changed. The Senate changed in the there's just so many things that's happened that's ruined our country, not for the good, or nothing happened for the good, that's for sure. And so that's where we are right now in America. I called my congressman yesterday, and I told him, I said, it's the first time in my life that I don't feel that we're going to make it. That dark days are coming. See, I told when we do a Bible study about we did that about now in Romans. But I told people right now we are living December 6th or December 6th right now. Nobody knew what was going to happen December 7th. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. Everything's fine, Brian. And then December 8th. I'm worried about not worried. People say, well, you got to trust God. Yeah, I get that all that. But, you can still be concerned, and I'm concerned about December 8th. That's what I'm worried about, December 8th. Not worried. I'm concerned about December 8th as a metaphor of what's coming. $80 million died from World War II. 80 million. A third of America. Yeah, I want to get as much racing as I can. I'm just talking. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can click off. I wouldn't be offended. I've never been offended of what people think of me. You got to have confidence in what you believe in, and I believe certain things very strongly. I don't take them lightly. I don't say that I know everything, but I do know that if your city is still a crap hole after 50 years of the same politicians, I think you maybe want to try a different system or vote some new people in. But of course they don't. They vote the same idiots in, and the same idiot policies continue. And therefore, when they complain, I don't want to hear it. I don't have to be bothered by them because you are the one that created your problems. You did, not me. You know what I'm saying? Yep. A lot of churches around here. This is the Bible Belt. A lot of churches. This is what the left would love to destroy this part of the country. They'd love to destroy Middle America. They would just love it. Destroy it. Destroy it. I can understand why people have such animosity toward Christians. They've done more good for the world than any other person on the planet. There are more churches built by Christians than any other religion on the planet Earth. Every university, every hospital in America right now that exists right now used to be a Christian hospital from some denomination. Methodists had thousands of hospitals. But we're the evil ones. We are the evil ones. That's what Romans 1 says. God's wrath is evident when righteousness is suppressed for unrighteousness. When the truth is suppressed for a lie, that's when he finally says, you know what? You guys are in trouble. When truth is squelched, when truth is denied. And boy, are we living that now. Holy moly. Oh my goodness. For the love of Mike. So that's kind of my philosophy. It's the way it is. There's another church. Oh, that's a funeral home. There's a school. Farmhouses everywhere. Holy cow, guy, that was a little tight. You almost got sideswiped by me. St. Joseph is 95 miles. Cimarron is Cimarron. Okay, now let's see. Okay, time to lighten things up. All right. So lighting things up. Okay, so what could I talk about to lighten things up? That's a good question. What could I talk about to lighten things up? Well, we've got all the exclusives coming. We've got so many things happening. I just honestly want to rest the next couple weeks. Do the trade shows, go back to the hotel and just take naps. Just relax. Thing is, I'm 3 hours different, so I want to try to leave that 3 hours. I want to try to stay on the same time zone. So the show starts at 9. That will be noon. So if I go to bed same time, when I get up, if I get up at 9, it'll be 6 o'clock. And then go to bed if I go to bed at midnight, it'll be 9 o'clock. I want to try to keep on that time, because then I can get a good night's sleep. I do. The trade shows are kind of interesting. You'll see all the different products, different companies. Now, I don't know how many companies are at this show this year. There are some companies that didn't show up. But you'll see, we're going to walk around the show one day, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it live. I might have to post these because I don't know what the internet reception is. And so I'll have to record them and then go back to my room and upload them. Flattery pancakes. Flat pancakes. What else? I'm just amazed that they just kept going. You know, these roads just keep going. It's amazing how many roads we built. They've got a divider in here if they wanted to put more roads. Gosh. And we're not even at Kansas yet, guys. 1960, answer 1963. Okay, well, I think I know. I want to get your define of what happened in 1963, and I'll give you my opinion. So, what happened in 1963? What happened in 1963? Well, we used to be a productive country. Yeah, well, JFK. Okay, so let me explain JFK so everybody understands. Now, this isn't necessarily my philosophy, but it turned to I turned to okay. So JFK was the first election that um, we came off of Eisenhower, which was the boom of all booms, and and we literally were just exploding. And Nixon wasn't the greatest of characters or greatest of politicians, and JFK. I don't think he was the strongest guy. He got into the Bay of Pigs, Cuba, and all that. But what's funny is that a liberal or not, that a communist is who killed him, and that's what they couldn't handle. The left could not handle the fact that their own killed JFK. All right, because JFK said a lot of things that are right out of the Republican playbook right now. Talking about you need to cut the industries, you got to cut the things like that. But for some reason, and I don't know if it was in the 60s. I think it was communism. Honestly, I think communism was starting to creep in after World War II. It started to seep into our colleges, Hollywood. You had a lot of communist sympathizers, and communism is a very destructive and very evil form of government. And look at Cuba. I mean, it just absolutely destroyed it. And it started to filter into our colleges and our universities. And so those professors then started to teach hate, okay? And then those kids then became politicians. And so the hate just kept growing, okay? If you everything is from the Communist Manifesto, the playbook. If you read it, they're doing exactly what's stated in it, and nobody cares. Now I got back into this topic. I didn't want to get back into this topic. For the love of Mike. Oh my gosh. So, all right. So the plan is, okay, so we're hoping to come out with these 4 exclusives, and these are going to come out in November 15th. We're going to hopefully all be sold out by November 15th when I get them. That's my goal. And so we're buying another building, which is down the street, which I would either like to turn it into manufacturing or a racetrack. Several racetrack where kids could come down or people just race. You guys could just race, do whatever you want, race. Maybe a wooden track, get a wooden track in there. But of course, when you go into wooden tracks, then you're going into 1/24 scale, and you're more of a high end. I would rather, if I'm going to do a track, I'd do a Carrera 4-lane. Okay. Why didn't Brian fly out? Well, there's 2 reasons. Why didn't I fly out? I didn't want to deal with the hassle of flying. I don't know if they were. I know they're not requiring vaccines, but the hassle with the mask. I just didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to deal with it. Frankly, and I like to drive. I haven't seen my sisters in 3 years, and so I thought I'd just see Becky and Dora. Dora moved to a new house, like a farm, and they have animals and horses and cows and pigs. And so I wanted to go out there and see them. Okay, so we're building this other building, and then we want to build the new building next to the bank, which will be the new retail store or the new shipping and retail, and that will change everything. Because then I'll be able to get into more products. I'll be able to stock more items, Carrera. I'll be able to stock more trains. I'll be able to get into everything next year. Because we want to be a full-line hobby store by Christmas of 2022. Full line. Everything you want, we got. And by next Christmas, I should be at that point if we get this building built. If things kind of taper out and filter out, okay? But there are so many unknowns right now. It is really scary. I don't want to say it's scary, but yeah, okay, so Bob Haynes of REH, he owns all these machines to do guide blades and shoes and tires. I'd like to start manufacturing that again and go into that side of the manufacturing. And I just don't know where that would lead us. So I'd like to manufacture, I sent a copy to Craig. I'd like to manufacture an original Thunderjet chassis, original, okay, with same tolerances, copper parts to it, everything original. The slick tires, okay, that's what I'd like to do. And then later on, I'd like to do the original Ultra G, okay, or magnet traction, an original magnet traction. And then I'd like to get a hold of Race Masters and say, hey, listen, I want to buy 1,000 or 2,000 original turbos, AFX turbos, Super G turbos. The cars, they're older style cars, because I think those are still in demand. And that's what I like to do is a retro type thing. So there's a lot of things that I'd like to do. We're coming out with, I want to do a set next Christmas. And if I do a set, then that's basically doing a set is about $35,000 if I do a set. I know I can sell a set. That's not an option. It's just that's a lot of money, okay? And then that money that I make from that set, then that can fuel other ideas. Everything that I'm doing for the store, every exclusive that I'm doing, it feeds. It's the kindling that is generating the fuel to run the store. The customers. It's you guys, when you buy these products, you are helping me. Speed corner. there are so many things that I want to make, okay? And we need to get a lap counter out there that's a four-lane lap counter, maybe in 2 modules that can go 2 to 4 lanes. But that needs to be done like right now. I don't know why it's taking so long. But there are just a lot of things that need to happen for us to get to that point. And when we're at that point, now we can really be, we've got a lot of ideas and creativity, and that will just keep expanding what we're doing for the consumer and how we're expanding our market, getting more products to the consumer. And slowly I want to get to the point where I can do a national TV ad. I'm telling you, if I can do a TV ad, that will be the clincher pin. I'd like to try a MeTV commercial like in the Chicago area, just for a month, a week maybe, just see how it would do. How many sets would I sell in a week? I'm doing things that are not that are not normal in most retailers. Signal. So if I lose signal, guys, it's because I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm between nowhere and Kansas City, farmland. See, I'll show you here. Look at this, nowhere land. Just driving, and you hear the farmers. Remember, think of you 200 years, 180 years ago, as a pioneer coming across this country, and your wife says to you, "How much more, dear? How much more? How much more, dear?" And you just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep going. I don't know. I am going to go see when I get to Vegas. I'm not pleased. I liked the 1980s Dune movie. I've always loved that movie, but they remade this one. They did it on Sci-Fi back in 2000, which was okay. I didn't mind that one, but this one, I think they just ruined it. They always try to go too. I don't know what they do. I don't think they know how to make movies anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna go see it anyway because I do like the story line. I just L. Ron Hubbard. No, Frank Herbert. L. Ron Hubbard. Okay, now here's a jet, Phantom. Check that baby out. See the jet coming up? Chillicothe Municipal Airport. Look at that baby. That's a huge one. Well, let's see here. Coming across, this is a subdivided highway, or this is a divided highway. That means people can jump across if they want, which is pretty dangerous. If you don't catch it right, you're going to get slammed. But this is just flat territory. I mean, it goes forever, all right? 16 people are watching. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. We have 39 minutes to 35. I go south on 35, which goes into Kansas City, and she lives on the outskirts of Kansas City in a little town called can't think of the name of it right off the top of my head. What town does she live in? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Huh. Oh man, I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not Canton, not. Oh well. No, it's not it. No. Anyway, she lives out there. So we've done 3 live streams today. This is the 3rd. Hey Ted, how you doing, Ted? Robert Fish is watching now. Robert, did you send me a sheet on the racing last night? What did you think of the racing last night, Robert Fish? Robert Fish. Robert Fish. Robert Fish. Hey, Robert. U&M. You just tried to call. Well, don't call me while I'm live streaming, okay? You want to call me when I'm not live streaming on my cell phone. Call me tomorrow, like, after, if I'm live streaming, then call me when I sign off. Okay. All right. So we're in flatland area. Well. 209 miles. St. Joseph. It's not Olathe, Kansas. For the love of Mike. Yeah, 9-inch speed corners. Those are nice. There's a lot of pieces of track that we want to do. The fact of the matter is, I have a warehouse full of, but I need to get a converter to click that track to the new Racemaster Auto World track. And so if I can get a hold of that, there's so much track you guys can add to your layouts. When will the 4 track be coming? Well, the 4-lane terminal track, it's coming soon. There's a lot of delays because of COVID. All right, we're reconnecting. We got 21 thumbs up, 18 people watching. Very good, very good. Why you guys are watching, I have no idea. We'll make those pieces. Send me an email about those track pieces. Send me a piece there. Send that to me. Send it to me. Yeehaw, cowboy. I want to build a boat. Round 2. Bank curve. Yep, we got bank curves in stock now. Blue bomber logo. Hey, Robert, be sure that you send it to us. We are just sick as you, LOL. What does that mean? So, I'm running really good here. Well, guys. Okay, Robert. God is pro-life. That's a sign that was on a house there. Yeah, how could somebody say that God is for abortion? You really have to be delusional to think that is the truth. And I'll end it right there. So there's a lot of things that's happening with us. Hopefully next year things will pan out, but I'm not going there. I want to be optimistic, but you don't want me to tell you what I believe. Honestly, you don't want me to tell you. You don't want me to. You don't want me to. Do tell. Well, I honestly, I don't think the Democrats are going to give up a House. I think they're going to try everything they can to keep the House next year. Whatever they can do, they will try to keep it. It's my opinion. I'm not saying Republicans are perfect and everything, but Republicans have a tendency to just lay down too much. Democrats never lay down. Republicans do. Back in 1960, when Chicago was given to John F. Kennedy, there was shenanigans going on back then. But that was the first time. The anomaly is Reagan, how Reagan won 49 states. That was a different America back then. Something changed, man, in the 80s. 49 states. 49 states, both elections, he won that much by. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes next year. I'm just going to do what I can to make slot cars great again and make RC great again. Trains. Oh, I'd like to get into trains, show people how I loved trains when I was a kid. I used to make my trains because Carter sucked. Well, you know, I mean, I don't know. It has to really. See, the problem is America's not the way it was in 1970. See, the one thing people don't understand or they haven't experienced is, okay, so everybody understand this because a lot of people don't understand it, is that when I bought my first car in 1980, all right, it was just when Reagan won, but it was still 1980, interest rates on my car, okay, were 8%. Let that sit, 18%. When I bought my 1985 Escort, it was 9.9. That's how far it dropped in 5 years. How home loans were 8, 9, 10, 11, 12%. We've not experienced that in America. Nobody has. Your baby boomer, I mean, not your baby, your Gen X, your millennials, they haven't experienced a 20% interest rate on a car, okay? And if that happens, maybe that will wake up people of paying 20% interest. I'm just telling you. My first car was the Ford Escort, 1980 Ford Escort, and I paid 18.9%. And that's what everything was. How would you like to pay 18% on a car? Would you like to do that? How about 12, 13% for a home instead of the fake 2, 3% they're doing right now? Just telling you, we're not quite where we were in Reagan or in Jimmy Carter. Not for an Escort, right? Well, that was all. That was everything. Whatever car you bought, it was 18%. Now you might have had good credit, it might be for 13, 12%, but that interest rate was way higher than it is now, my friend. Way higher. And if that happens, holy moly. Holy moly. Man, it is just big storm up here coming up. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can switch this camera around. See those clouds? We're headed into that. We're headed into that, baby. Coming into it. Look at that. That's rain, baby. That's a rain, baby. That is rain coming down. It's going to start pouring here in a minute. Maybe it'll clean my windshield off. Can you imagine now being a pioneer, come across here, all of a sudden you see those storm clouds? They got to hunker down. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. Unbelievable. let's see here. So let's see, we've talked about that. Are we through? Are we through? Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, the expectations are much different. Oh, I totally agree. They had nothing. There was no government to do anything. Okay, here comes the rain. Let me turn this around, let you guys watch this for a little bit. Let's see how much rain we get coming down. Now it's not raining. Huh. Good figures. Yeah, that's right. Expectation. Well, I mean, they didn't have any expectations. They didn't know what was going to be going on the next day. Did you hear back from Auto World? No, I left this morning, Robert, at 7 a.m. It's going to take them some time to get the boxes designed. Give it some time. I might hear something next week. Yep. Yeah. Oh, here it comes. I'm running right into it. Well, that's it. Well, I got the windshield clean now. Ah. $2.99. 25 cents cheaper here in, no, 2.89. 55 cents cheaper here in Missouri than in Illinois. And you don't get anything for that in Illinois. It's amazing how, I'm not going there. See, I'd like somebody to convince me that lower taxes brings in less revenue. You know, the Democrats say, well, you know, we want all this money for social spending. Okay, great. If you lower taxes, you bring in more revenue. But it seems like they can't understand that. And a prime example of that is Sim City. You know, probably invented by a liberal or a Democrat. But Sim City is a prime example. You raise taxes, people leave the city. So if you want more money, lower your taxes. And you'll get more money for all your programs. Because it's not about money, guys. That's the whole thing. It's all about ideology. Optics. Because if they lower taxes, then they would prove that they were wrong from the beginning. And they might lose faith. Boy, it's raining now, man. Holy moly. It's pouring down. I'm going to slow down here. Holy moly. I'm in no hurry. Might as well slow down. Yeah, Missouri is a good state. The Ozarks, I wish I'd have moved to the Ozarks a long time ago. But it's kind of too late now. A lot of Navy retired to the Ozarks. It's very cheap to live. That's why. God, gun, and country. That's what the Ozarks is. God and country. Boy, it's we're getting windy. Very windy out right now. 70 degrees. Temperature dropped by 10, 18 degrees. It was 88, now it's 70. Yep. Okay. Yeah, my windshields are all cleaned off now, except one bug right there. But there, it's getting there. You know what? That's funny. That's a story. So I came out of back in, I don't know, 2010 or 2011. I was coming through. I went from San Antonio to El Paso, which is just a forever drive. It's 500 and some miles from San Antonio to El Paso, and I got into El Paso, and my windshield was just terrible. And so I started driving around to gas stations to see if they had any windshield wipers. Nobody had windshield wipers. I'm not kidding. Nobody had windshield wipers. I said, "Do you have any windshield wiper fluid?" They go, "What do you mean? What for?" Like, to clean your windshield wiper, to clean your windshield. They looked at me like I was some idiot. Like, why do you need that? Oh, I don't know, to keep the window clean? No, I had to go to like 5 different gas stations, and then I ended up having to go to Walmart, I think. I just thought that was funny. Okay, so I-35. Now we're coming into the stretch, the home stretch. The home stretch. Well, I thought today was a good see. How long have I been on? About an hour and some minutes. Today was a very productive day, I think, in my live stream. We've had good turnout for each one of the live streams. That's 3. We did 3 live streams today driving. I hope I didn't upset anybody. If I did, if it was about politics, I'm not sorry. If it's about abortion, I'm not sorry. And you just have to get over it. So, I mean, everybody have a great day. Pray for Willie. Pray for Dan's wife. And pray for me that I make it safe to Vegas. Safe driving. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at maybe about 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. We'll go live for 2 hours. And we'll be heading into Colorado. Oh, there's lightning. Ooh, watch this, guys. Let's see here. Let's get some lightning here. Now watch, lightning won't strike now. Oh, well. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning on my way to Colorado, and then the Smoky Mountain, not Smoky Mountain, oh gosh, what mountains are those? Not Smoky Mountains. Anyways, Colorado mountains. We'll see you tomorrow.